Hi, Ryan Mclean here. We're here on the 11th in Thurso in the far north of Scotland. Big thanks to the guys at Me and My Golf for giving me my swing analysis. Currently working on just trying to shoot under 100s with a consistent swing that doesn't slice every time I try and go for distance. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's me. Thanks very much. Take charge of your game.
Okay, so welcome to this week's My Swing Analysis and welcome to Aviara in California.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for having us as well on our Golf Breaks tour of the US.
Yes, we're here filming some content, playing some matches, some fantastic golf courses, and also actually doing some golf schools with some of you guys. So it's been a great trip so far, just the start actually. Right, so let's take a look at Ryan Mclean's golf swing here. Now Ryan's looking to break 100. He's fairly fresh into the game, from Scotland, the home of golf, so he's got a good start there, a place to be. So what we're looking at from Ryan's golf swing here, if we take a look from the front-on view, Pierce, we'll notice that, first of all, his grip is a little bit off. We'll talk a bit about that in a moment. But as we move into his backswing, there's a bit of instability in his lower body, has a little bit of a sway, which we see often in someone who's sort of starting the game. But if we sort of freeze it halfway back when his lead forearm is parallel to the ground, we'll see that he hasn't really used the wrist as good as he could. There's no real set in the club. And as he gets to the top of the golf swing, not too bad from here, but we'll see on the way down, he gets sort of through the golf ball. His hands really aren't working how they should, and he tends to leave the face open, which causes a slice. We'll see a little bit more from the down the line view, but more so from that view, a little bit of instability and the lack of set in the wrists. So when we go look down the line, it's actually, his posture's not too bad.
Pretty solid.
It's pretty solid, not too bad. And we can see the right hand's sort of out of position, but as we move back here, we'll notice that the swing plane is actually not too bad. He's swinging the club on a good path, good plane.
See amongst people who are just starting the game, you wouldn't think that, but that's what we see.
And as he swings back, you can see the lack of wrist set halfway back, and to get to the top of the golf swing, we'll see that actually the club is in a closed position. Now, Ryan actually struggles with a slice, even though the club is closed, which suggests the hands aren't working correctly down through the impact area. And as we come down through in the downswing, we'll see the club isn't far away from the swing plane, and as he hits the golf ball, we'll just see that club face is a little bit open, doesn't quite close as much as it could or as fast as it should, which generally leads to that ball losing and curving to the right. So Pierce, he's quite fresh. You know, when there's somebody this new, it's almost like, what we want to do for you, Ryan, is really give you a little bit of a plan to work for. Not just one thing, but a few things that you can go through. Now, the first thing we're going to suggest to you is the grip or the hold is the number one thing you need to look at. So click on the link here, just in this task box here, and this will take you straight to a video that's going to really help you produce a better, more solid grip. And that's going to help sort of with the rest of the
I think it's really important that, you know, you really do work at that grip. And it's a perfect time of year, you know, just coming into the winter, you work at your grip now, work at the draw we're going to give you in a moment, because then when you come to the spring, you're going to be okay. But I will say that the reason we're talking about the grip so much is it causes a lot of your problems. You know, your grip could be causing your sway. It's definitely causing the lack of wrist set. It's definitely causing the club face to close. So there's so many swing faults that are happening potentially as a result of the grip. So get that cleared up and then the excuses go away, I suppose.
Exactly. So we're going to unlock the grip, make sure you work at that, and now we're going to really just sort of give you a plan of what we would like you to work on, and that includes obviously using the hands better really in the golf swing. So Pierce, let's talk about the backswing and then what we want actually Ryan to do in the backswing to help him really.
Okay, so I'll go with the feet apart in a moment. You'll see what we're going to do in the moment. But I mean, we can see that, you know, we talk a lot about people setting the wrists a lot. Now, it's not imperative that you do this, but the reason we talk about setting the wrists is because it usually is the medicine that you need to fix what's going on with the golf swing. So when we're talking about setting the wrist, we're saying that by the time your lead arm gets parallel to the ground, you create pretty much a 90-degree angle between the shaft and the forearm. Now, as we saw from Ryan's, it was sort of in this position here, you know, so there's no real set in the club. Now, we like to see that when we're in this set position here, it's just a continuation of the turn of the body, and then you've got a really good start to the downswing. Whereas if you're in this position here, as we can see, it sort of breaks down a little bit, and that's fine. Some very powerful hitters can hit it from here, but you've then got to re-straighten the arm to hit it. So you've got to put another variable in, and we don't always want that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think just, you know, the key feeling for you is create that set in the backswing.
Definitely, and this is just getting you in a better sequence, but a much more powerful position as well, really. So,
got to have a neutral grip for this, though. Really helps with the grip.
The first thing is set that club. So this is created, as you can see, this sort of L shape here, Pierce, halfway back, which is important actually as we go into the next drill, isn't it, Rude?
Absolutely. Well, what we're trying to do really on the way through now is just recreate that. So you mentioned the L shape. Well, as we go through, we want that L shape. So we want the same amount of, almost sort of a mirror image from there to there on getting that club into a position here and here. Now we know that generally when people go from there to there, by the time they've hit the ball, there's a higher chance, a high percentage of you squaring the club face. So that's a great way of associating what it's like to square the face, but also to get your arms and your hands timed up with your body.
Definitely.
But we're going to take it one step further, because as we said, there's a little bit of lower body instability. So what we're going to do is we're going to put your feet together. Now this does two main things. Number one, if you sway, you're going to know about it because you're probably going to fall over. The second thing it's going to do, it's going to really put the focus on the hands and the arms. So it's a bit easier maybe to do this L to L, but what it is easier, what is going to happen for me is the body slows down and it allows the hands and arms to do the work. And this is crucial when you're doing this drill.
What I like about that as Pierce is doing that, Pierce, you've got a bit of life in the shaft. You know, we see this in so many people who just start in the game. They're sort of holding the golf club so tight. There's no life in that shaft, and you can see there Pierce is sort of creating that life by setting the wrists and then setting the wrists on the way through, and that will allow the club face to close and hopefully square those shots up for.
Definitely. So when you're hitting shots, if you're going to hit 100 balls, hit 90 doing this to start off with for the first 4 weeks. 90 balls doing this every time you go, you know, building the grip, making sure you build the grip as you see in the video, but then you're sort of really getting that basic movement of the arms, the hands, you know, traveling faster around your body. And your objective is when you're hitting these shots, try and make it go to the left to start with. You know, if you're hitting the ball out to the right and slicing it to the right, make it go to the left and see it, and, you know, you'll often find you'll find the one in the middle.
Definitely. Right, okay, Pierce, let's give it a shot. So we're not going to see this ball go very far here, but hopefully we're just going to see how Pierce can set that club on the way back, create the L, and create the L on the way through. And I'm expecting a little draw on this one from Pierce.
L to L. There's a little draw.
And as we can see, that's actually finished left of the fairway, but perfect. As you can see, that club is up, and some action and some life in the shaft, which is exactly what we want to see from Ryan.
Absolutely. You know, find anyone who doesn't slice the golf ball, if they were to put their feet together, they'd do what I do, they'd overturn it. So, but people who slice it, it's definitely going to help correct that.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, so hope that helps you, Ryan. Post any questions you have down below. That's a fantastic drill to stop you and maybe some of you guys there slicing at home.
Okay, Ryan, two very simple things there. Make sure you change that grip, make sure you work at that drill, and we'll have you breaking 100 by next spring, hopefully.
Maybe 90, you never know.
Maybe even 90. And also, guys, post your comments down below. Hope you enjoyed that. Give us a thumbs up if you did. And we always talk about it, but if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. It allows you to interact with us, and it is for free as well, which is always good.
Yes, so make sure you check out the other videos we've got on our golf breaks tour here in California. Some matches, me and Pierce, and also some fantastic course vlogs at some incredible facilities, just like Aviara. Thanks for watching, guys.
Definitely check out this one. This looks a bit special.